Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Hey guys, this is the first time I've done a video like this in a while where it's just me talking off the cuff, but I just wanted to talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. And I've seen a lot of things online and I don't really agree with them. I see petitions going online to stop Republicans from nominating a SCOTUS pick. I see people protesting outside of Mitch McConnell's house. I see people protesting in front of the White House, and protesting isn't gonna do shit right now. The time for you to have protested was in 2016 with your vote. Make sure that Trump didn't win the presidency. That was your time. Now we will have to face the consequences of losing that power. But more importantly, it's not just the presidency, it's also the Senate. Like, we lost the Senate. If Democrats had control of the Senate right now, we could effectively block a SCOTUS pick. But the Senate picked up a couple more seats during the midterm elections and they got more power. Like right now, if all the Democrats decided not to show up during the vote, the Republicans would still have enough to meet the +1 threshold that was set in, I think it was like 2017 or whatever. Like, they can do it without any Democratic support, right? You know, the election in 2016 was the time that the left should have rallied behind these things. We didn't have a long-term plan. I don't think the Democratic Party has a long-term plan at this point, but more specifically, like, people who align themselves on the left, not just Democrats, just everybody who falls underneath the left camp, they failed when Donald Trump got elected. We should have known that all these picks were up. We should have known that RGB wouldn't have lasted forever, and it's not her fault. It's our fault. And nothing we can do, there's nothing we can say that can stop the Republicans from getting this next SCOTUS pick. They're in power. That's just the way the game is played. What pisses me off most about that is that I just want the party that says they're about family values and integrity and trust and stuff like that to not be hypocritical for once. Like, when you say something 4 years ago and then you turn around because you're in power and now you have the ability to act upon it, you change your mind and you change your messaging, it's ridiculous. It's actually quite disheartening that we have politicians that act like this, and that it really is just about power, unfortunately. Like, who controls all of the avenues of power. And it sucks. But these are the consequences that we're going to have to deal with because we chose to fight about social justice warrior shit and all of the infighting that we have about just stupid things instead of coming together and working towards a common goal. The goal of trying to remove Trump from office isn't a long-term plan. We need control of the Senate. That's a long-term plan because the Senate has extraordinary power. They're going to be one of the reasons why the SCOTUS pick is going to be able to happen in like less than 2 months before Election Day. And I mean, there are ways that we could probably try to stall, like Pelosi wants to do another impeachment trial or whatever, but nobody cares. He's already been impeached. His base doesn't care. Trump has developed a cult of personality in which the individuals that support him, they don't care about his policies. They don't care really about Trump because Trump is a reflection of their culture and their individualness. It's their individual identity that they project onto Trump. An attack on Trump is an attack on the individual. They take personal offense to it. this is why we have failed at trying to dissuade Trump voters that really only care about winning and being right. That the way they view life, their values, the way that they want to live is the right way, and nobody else can have a say because it's an objective thing, kind of like how religion puts up an objective morality for them. It's easy for them. They say this is right and this is wrong. Unfortunately, the world isn't black and white like that, and a lot of us on the left understand that, but many people on the right don't. They believe in these objective values, and it's coming to bite us in the ass, because when we continuously attack Trump by calling him a racist, whether or not he is or whatnot, like, all you do is you attack these subsets of people and you make them even angrier and make them more open to believing conspiracies and more open to believing misinformation. Like, we don't have an objective truth in this country anymore. We can't look at one institution and be like, we can all agree that, you know, this institution can provide us an objective truth. We each side attacks it, and then nobody knows what to believe anymore. Say, for instance, like the CDC. People don't trust the CDC anymore, and it's crazy. We have government institutions that we should trust, and we've allowed people that are anti-government and small government go in there and destroy the trust in these institutions, and then they'll point their finger at the government and be like, "Hi, see, I told you, government is bad." It's not necessarily government's fault. It's the people we put into power's fault. It's the voters. And all of this comes back to my video on the polyconomy, where politics has entered into the economy, and it influences the voters through marketing, advertising, just like the same methods that they use to get you to buy things, right? They attack your subconscious. And then when your subconscious starts to put that into your conscious, you think it's your decision that you wanted to buy that brand new car. However, it wasn't. It was marketing. It's the science of influencing people. And the science is so good, we're great at it. We have the ability to make you think that you are the one who is in control of that idea. Like, you're the one who formulated it. Like, I wanted to buy a Honda Civic specifically. That's my idea. It came out of my head. It wasn't the billions of commercials. It wasn't all of the advertising. It wasn't any of those things that did it. It was truly your own thought. And that's where we are. We have a society in which feels like people don't even know what is their own beliefs versus what is being pushed upon them and put in front of them, and they think that that's their own beliefs and that they came up with that idea. Who knows, I could be guilty of it too. But the death of Ruth Bader Ginsberg, that's what it is. The Republicans and the GOP, they planned on these things. They knew these things were going to happen, and they organized and got the power that they needed at the right time. The left has failed. And it has to stop. We have to stop. We need to unify and come together as a coalition with common goals. Like, if you're on the left, you should believe that we should treat each other equally and that everybody should have equal rights. That, like, trans people should have equal rights. Gays should have equal rights. Why is it that we allow social justice concepts to interfere with these like common goals that we can get on, that we can elect people into power, and then we can argue about these minute differences or these small problems that we have with each other? Why do we allow it to affect us now? While we're sitting here fighting with each other and dissuading people from voting for Biden and going for third party or whatnot, this is ridiculous. There's a reason why third parties don't last in this country. It's not because we have a two-party system. No. But it's easier as a black and white dichotomy or a fallacy or whatever that we have a left and right in this country, because most people don't pay attention to politics long enough to actually develop interests in political long-term goals. That's what these parties do. They're there year-round, developing policies, influencing elections, helping voters. They're doing this stuff 24/7, right? And these third parties that pop up every now and then, they latch themselves onto issues that are only relevant for a certain time period, like the Tea Party. Well, the Tea Party got elected and they got a lot of the things that they wanted done. And where's the Tea Party at now? They're gone because they're not viable in the way that we've set up our system. You know, there's a reason we have a winner take all system. If we wanted to make sure that we had a more equal and representative force, we would have a parliamentary style system in which it wouldn't be a winner take all. But that's not what we have. And I see people pushing for that. I see people like blaming the DNC for the failures of the DNC putting up candidates. Listen, the DNC didn't put up these candidates. People voted for them. People who participate 24/7 in the Democratic Party, from the county level to the state level to the national level, all voted for these people. And then they were primaried and more people voted for Biden, unfortunately. Because we on the left think that like the online left is the same as the left that's not online. That the left wingers that are out in flyover country share the same progressive ideas that we do in the urban areas. It's ridiculous. Biden appealed to those people. They came out and voted. Bernie did not get the votes. I'm sorry. Was a huge Bernie supporter, but he didn't get the votes. More people came out for Biden. And you can blame the DNC all you want, but another party isn't going to solve the problem. If the Green Party wins the presidency, right? What is the Green Party going to do when they accomplish all their goals? They're going to disappear. But the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they're not going to disappear because they are on opposite ends of the spectrum on many things that continuously is like this grab and pull scenario. Like when one gets more power, then eventually the other one will get more power and bring it back over. However, we've been floating towards the right a lot more. The Overton window has shifted a lot more to the right because the left has just failed at being successful. Maybe in local elections with the House, or like, you know, the election of AOC and all of those people, but like we haven't gotten anybody like that into the Senate. And the Senate is incredibly important and powerful. And we don't have any voices like that in the Senate, really. I mean, we have Bernie Sanders, but he's an independent, technically. He just caucuses with the Democrats because that's how he can win. And or whatever. Guys, stop crying over spilled milk. We're going to lose that SCOTUS seat. But what I can tell you is that we don't have to lose everything. Get the fuck out and vote. Remove Trump before he puts more people into the courts. that have lifetime appointments or that will never ever be removed. The justice system is incredibly important to control. It's a check on the balance of powers, but it's also shapes the cultural identity of a country. When he spouts things like law and order, he's trying to set like a cultural norm. And he's going to do this through putting judges on the bench that have the same ideology. And then they enforce and create laws which will influence like the social fabric of our society. And people who are born today and yesterday, they're going to grow up under a different ideology of law enforcement than like I did or you did. He's already done that. But we can prevent more of that from happening. We can't undo a lot of the damage that has been done, but we can stop a lot of the future damage that will happen. We owe it to our future generation. We owe it to ourselves to do this. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's the left's fault that we're in this predicament. Don't blame anybody else. Don't blame Trump. Don't blame whoever. It's our fault because we couldn't rally behind each other and just fucking bite our lip and vote Hillary Clinton in. Because Hillary Clinton was so bad. She was gonna eat all the pedophiles and I'm done.